Hey there everyone, my name is Pádraig O'Malley, creator of Smoth. We help business people, CEOs and entrepreneurs practice a few simple disciplines every day that enable them to become more profitable, more productive and more peaceful. Now the first of those great disciplines of success is what we call a Smoth, hairy, audacious goal. We suggest go and get yourself a big, Smoth, hairy, audacious goal. Because as Jim Rohn once said, he said, you may not be able to change your destination overnight, but you can always change your direction overnight. So the two big disciplines of a great shag are, the first one is you gotta write it down. It's twofold, simply write it down. And the second one is you program it daily as often as possible, but particularly last thing at night and first thing in the morning. So there you have it. The first of the great disciplines of Smoth is get yourself a great shag. Now the second discipline for this week is the discipline of measurement. In her autobiography, Jean Nadevich once said, she said, I once was an overweight woman, married to an overweight man, surrounded by overweight friends. Now, ever since her childhood, she had unsuccessfully tried diet after diet after diet to lose weight, but all to no avail. In an effort to finally resolve the issue, she went to the New York Health Obesity Clinic. And there she was given a diet. Now it worked to a fashion, but with respect, Jean was still cheating. She was still scoffing bits, and she just gave up on it. And in desperation, she invited 6 of her friends who were also overweight around to her house, and she discussed the diet that the obesity clinic had given her. And they made a few commitments, those 6 ladies. They committed to meeting weekly, to reviewing their successes and failures, but also critically to weigh each other in that group. The amazing thing, the results were staggering. Within a few weeks, Jean, for the first time in her life, had reached her ideal weight, and that group went on to become what is now known as Weight Watchers. And it has helped millions of people worldwide to achieve their goals. Now, the Weight Watchers formula, it gives us 5 principles of success. The first one of those is to get desperate. There are only ever 2 motivators in life. One is inspiration, the second is desperation, and the latter is infinitely more potent. So that's the first one, get desperate. 2, the second one is to get some relevant information or education or training around your goal. The third one is to get around a group of like-minded, desperate people. Very, very important. 4th, meet regularly to review what's working and what's not working. And 5thly, weigh yourself publicly in front of your group. Now, in terms of measurement, folks, bear in mind that there are 2 distinct yet connected types of measurement. The first one of those measurements is what we call in Smoth an outcome measurement. Now, in terms of weight loss, just to bring through the metaphor, an outcome measurement would be that you will be a particular weight by a particular date. So you might say, I'm going to weigh 12 stone by such and such a date. Okay, that's what's called an outcome measurement. The second is what we call in Smoth, it's what's called a driving measurement. Now in weight circles, a driving measurement might be that you walk 20 minutes vigorously on alternate days and never, ever have sugar in your coffee again. Those are what are called driving measurements. And in business circles, we're often guilty of becoming overly obsessed with the actual outcome measurements. We set sales targets, but then we don't focus on the driving measurements. Frank Bettger once said, he said, show me any person of ordinary ability who will enthusiastically tell their story to 4 to 5 people a day and I'll show you a successful person. When he spoke about those things, Betcher was speaking about driving measures, the things that drive you towards your shag. In conclusion for this week, folks, 3 questions. 1, what is your shag? Have you it written down in writing? Number 2, what are the outcome and driving measurements that you will measure the success of your shag on? And thirdly, how will you publicly measure or weigh yourself weekly? Those are your SMOC disciplines for this week. And just 2 little footnotes. If you were interested in getting involved in a small elite group in Sligo, I'm beginning one on May the 6th. It's going to be very, very powerful. It's a 90-day boot camp where we will focus on 3 goals. 1 business, 1 team goal, and 1 health goal. And just imagine if you were to achieve 3 significant goals in your life. If you're interested in that, please email me at pierreomalia.ie or call me on 091 865 340. On May 26th next, I perform my first public event of the year. It's called Fully Charged: How to Recharge Your Attitude, Your Team and Your Customers. And it's absolutely jam-packed. It really is going to be fantastic. It's going to be 4 hours of full content. It's on in the G Hotel, and go to Eventbrite and look up the SMOC event and book for €67. It's the best value you're going to have this year. My name is Pádraig O'Malley. I'm creator of SMOC. Your first 2 disciplines are 1, get a great shag, and 2, measure.